Hello class, this is your third video on explanation about leveling of survey. In this video we will see how to do the leveling survey and how to fill the table of leveling survey. Okay, first of all we see what is your profile leveling. So profile leveling means measuring out of elevation of a series of points. Okay, series of points whose elevation are to measure. That means, suppose for a road, the various points at a regular interval through the mid alignment, suppose, of the road, the elevations are to taken using your leveling instrument. So here two types of profile leveling. First one is your longitudinal, and second one is your cross sectional. Okay, longitudinal, in case of longitudinal, only the only one point at a section is taken for elevational measurement. Suppose this is your central line alignment for a proposed road, where we have to take only this point taken for elevation. Only elevation of this point is to be taken at a regular interval for longitudinal profile leveling. But in case of your cross sectional profile leveling, what you have to done, for the proposed road whole cross section area you have to consider, and for a single cross section you have to take elevation of different points. Suppose on this cross section is 1 point, 2 point, 3 point, 4 point, 5 point. Similarly for another cross section, similarly the 5 or 6 points are to be considered for taking your elevation. Okay, elevational measurement. Now we will go for profile longitudinal profile leveling. First of all, so in this case your main aim is to take the elevational measurement of different point along a line. The points must having a regular interval. Okay, secondly, the apparatus needed. Apparatus, first one is your must be dumpy level 1. Secondly, tripod stand. Thirdly, your bubble tube, which is to be used for leveling the dumpy level during setting up on your station. Then leveling stuff, then sometimes wooden peg to signify the station, and finally chain and tap. Okay, now we will see the details procedure. Suppose this is your proposed road. Now you have to take the elevation of different point along the suppose center line of the proposed road. For this, first of all, you have to set a benchmark nearby the starting point of your profile work. Suppose there is a corner of a building, maybe corner of a building, or maybe a big tree, root of a tree, or something else. This point is to be taken as your benchmark. Which type of benchmark? There are 4 types of benchmark. Here in case you must have an arbitrary benchmark or a temporary benchmark. Okay, that is, you have to assume the RL value, reduced value of the benchmark for the work only, for a day work or a project work. Suppose the RL value for this benchmark is taken as 100 meter, exactly 100 meter. Okay, now you have to set your dumpy level in a position in your tripod stand. This is ground level. Now first of all, you have to take reading on this benchmark, putting a your leveling step. You take this value on this benchmark whose RL is already taken as 100 meter, and you will get this value using your leveling step. Okay, this is your backside. This will be your backside reading for this position of your instrument. Okay, now we will see how to fill up the table. Okay, again there are 2 methods of taking the measurement. There are, first one is your height of instrument method, second one is your rise and fall methods. Okay, so we will first of all we will see height of instrument method, HI, height of instrument method. So we will see how to fill up the table. Okay, so this is your table for height of instrument method. This is a serial number of your work. This column is your stations. That means you have to take the stations at a regular interval. So I told you already that in case of leveling, the position of instrument is not your station. Only the point where you have to take the elevation will be your station. This is your benchmark. This is suppose station A, station B at a regular interval, suppose station C, station D, where you have to take elevation of this point A, B, C, D, etc. Okay, so now you already took the value of the elevational value on benchmark using your leveling stuff, which is your backside reading. So for first one, station here will be your benchmark backside reading. Suppose this reading is your suppose 1.7 meter. Then here your 1.7. All reading are in meter. So 1.7. Here intermediate reading is missing, not there. Foresight reading is not there for this benchmark reading. So finally, height of instrument. Now what will be the height of instrument? We already discussed that height of instrument is not from the ground level, it is the total height from the benchmark. So somewhere here the benchmark, from datum level. Suppose somewhere here the datum level is there. Datum level here means this RL of this benchmark is 100 retaken. So we need the height of instrument from the datum level, that is total height, including this height and this height. Okay, so here that will be, this is your 100 and this is 1.7. So height of instrument will be 107.00 meter. Okay, height of instrument. Now what will be the RL of benchmark? It is 100 already. Sorry, 101.7. It is already taken as 100. Remarks blank. Okay. For second job, what you have to do, for taking the elevation of this point, you have to take the leveling stub on A. Now you rotate your dumpy level to observe this point. Now you will have this height from A. That will be written as in table. This is your station A. This will be your intermediate reading, because you have to take another reading from the same position. That's why it will be your intermediate reading. Okay, so here suppose this is your point 9 meter, suppose. So this will be your 0.90 meter. Now what will be height of instrument? Now you have to calculate this. Height of instrument will be same, obviously 70. Okay, because instrument is not changing its position. Okay, so now RL of point A, what will be it? RL of point will be your 101.70 minus 0.09, obviously. So 1.170 minus 0.90, it will be your 99.80, is not it? No, it will be 100.80. So now here RL will be your 100.80. Now for your third job, you will taking similarly the measurement at B. Now you will have this value. Suppose this value is your 1.1 meter, suppose. Now in case of B, now remember you are going to change the position of instrument from here to somewhere in between BC. That's why it will be your foresight reading for same position. Now it will written in your foresight reading column. That is your 1.10 meter. Now the height of instrument is still same. Now what will be the RL? Similarly from height of instrument minus this foresight reading. So 1.10 100.60. Now you have to change the position of your instrument from here to here. Somewhere here you already take the instrument. Now since the position of instrument is changed, in case of remark, you are to write the CP, changing point. Then work 4, here your station C comes. Station C. Before that, before taking the reading from station C, you have to take reading from station B. That is, which is your backside reading for this position. Suppose it is your position P1, this position P2. CP you can write P1 to P2. Now this backside reading at C. This backside reading at B. Now you have to write the reading of this reading here. You have to put this reading in this position. So suppose this is your, since it is already 1.1, so this is your 1.6. Suppose 1.60 backside reading, and C and foresight reading at C. This is your, suppose, 1.4 meter. Intermediate reading is not there, foresight reading is not there. Here now the height of instrument will be your, now see, here height of instrument is your 1.70. okay, what will be the height of instrument here? Up to this 101.7 from datum level. So what is the amount of this? It is your this is your 1.10, and this is your 1.40. Now what is it? This is your 0.3. okay, now what will be your height of instrument? Your height of instrument will be 102.00. that means previous height of instrument this, and extra height here 0.3, so 102. okay, this is your 102. Now what will be the RL of this point? From height of instrument, this reading of C is to be deducted. Oh sorry, this is your 1.6 backside reading, 1.6. so this will be your 0.5, this will be your 0.5, so 102.20. Now this is 1.4. Now you have to minus the reading from height of instrument to get the RL of the point C. Now 1 minus 200, it will be your 100.80. I think. Check 0 2 1 1 2. okay, you can proceed similarly for D, E, etc. okay, now rise and fall method. So in this rise and fall method, here we are to take the successive differences of the readings. Here we will fill up the table for the same leveling work. Okay, so here first you see this benchmark, serial number 1, station here benchmark. It must be your backside reading, that is your 1.7. there is no intermediate site reading, no foresight reading for this benchmark. Then rise, obviously here the reading is risen from benchmark to how much? 1.7 meter. So this is your rise. And what will be your RL? Obviously 101.70 meter. Next, look at here for the station A, first intermediate reading. Okay, job second, station A, intermediate reading how much? This is your 0.90. No foresight reading. Here rise or fall, it will decided by the subtraction of this from this, that is the successive value. The first value is to be deducted from the next successive value. That means 0.90 minus 1.7. If you do 0.90 minus 1.7, you will have minus 0.8 meter. So minus means here rise. Minus 0.8 meter. No need to write the symbol minus because it is your rise. Minus means rise. You can write here minus means rise, plus means fall. So here rise 0.8 meter. Now what will be the RL? Here the rise is 0.18. So RL will be your RL of the station A will be your benchmark RL plus this rise. Since rise, so it is to be plus. That is 100.80 meter, which is similarly as this height of instrument method. For station A, the RL is your 100.80. Now next job is your the foresight reading, that is last reading from this position P1 of instrument at station B. So for B station there is no backside reading, right? You cannot say this, no foresight reading and no intermediate side reading, and the foresight reading is your 1.10 meter, similarly as this one. For B station foresight reading 1.10. Now you will see whether here is rise or fall. From the previous reading, this one is to be subtracted from the next reading. So 1.10 minus 0.90 is your 0.2, and it is your positive, so it is fall 0.20. Now RL is your 100. It is mistakenly written, this is your 100. RL of benchmark is 100. So here the RL of last point, that is station A. Now we are having for station B there is 0.2 meter fall. So this RL of station A minus this fall will give us the value for station B. That means 100.80 minus 0.20 is your 100.60, which is similar, which is same as this table for station B. Okay. Now next you will have to change the station, that is changing point. Now you are taking this station, this instrument from this position to this position, P1 to P2. Now for this backside reading at B will be what is what 1.60. This backside reading at B is your 1.60, and foresight reading at C is your 1.4. Sorry, it will be your intermediate side reading 1.4. Now you will see this is so. To calculate the rise and fall, you have to deduct this previous value from this successive value. That means 1.40 minus 1.6 will give you minus 0.2. So minus means what? Rise. So rise 0.20. Now since rise, so it is to be add to the previous RL of the previous point. So it will give you ultimately 100.60 plus 0.20, 100.80, which is similar, same from this table, same with the value of this table. Okay, that is the RL of your C point. Similarly, your D, E, you can proceed. Now in case of cross-sectional reading, cross-sectioning leveling, similarly you can fill up the table. Here just your points are more than one in a single section. For this section you will have 1 point, maybe 6-7 points in a section. In similar way, there must be a benchmark, because RL is fixed, backside reading, then foresight reading are like this in a single station. Suppose A, these points will be your A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, A6, A7. In case of station B, suppose cross section, similarly you have another 7 point B1, B2, B3, B4, B5, B6, B7. Similar table you have serial number, stations. Here just your station will be A1, A2, A3, same. Then similarly readings, backside, intermediate side, foresight, then height of instrument or rise fall method, same. So you should try from your own. To fill up the table. Okay, thank you.